Hey, Tim. So, are you ready for the longest episode that we have ever recorded in our entire lives? We've got Wrestle Kingdom review to do. We've got tons of all elite wrestling news. We've got some awesome news from all over the world of wrestling. And we have to talk about Royal Rumble. Are you ready to do all of this?
Yeah, we're not doing all that.
Oh, we're not?
No, we're doing predictions.
Okay.
I'm on a time crunch, dude.
All right, hit the music. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is time once again for As the Buckle Turns. I'm Adam.
I'm Tim.
And this week, as Tim has said, we are on a time crunch, so we sadly are not going to be talking about Wrestle Kingdom 13. We're not going to be talking about All Elite Wrestling. I mean, maybe. And we are only doing our Royal Rumble predictions and some other news and whatnot going on.
So let's jump right into the news really quickly because we only have a few pieces, but get them out there. And if we have time, we can talk about some of the other stuff. But
Okay. All right.
So, Adam, have you been enjoying Andrade CM Almas's push? I'm sorry. Andrade. He's a one-word name now.
It's Almas. Anyway, I did notice that I wouldn't say it's necessarily a push, but it's, seeing him on SmackDown is a good thing.
Being wins.
Being used.
Getting wins, not just wins, but wins over Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, of all people.
So, it's kind of funny. There is a reason probably why he's actually getting this push.
Oh, why is that?
Because there's a superstar named Rush, not Leo Rush, just Rush, I guess from Mexico.
Okay.
Who just signed a 1-year deal with Ring of Honor. Apparently, the reason why he signed with Ring of Honor is because Andrade Cien Almas told him WWE is not what it's all cracked up to be.
I don't know why people think it's more than it is.
Well, because I think it is because you see the bright lights and all the production costs on TV, but at one point it was the mecca of pro wrestling.
Oh, it was.
It hasn't been that way for a very long time.
No, I mean, as the Young Bucks have proven, you can make money and make WWE money without being with them. You have to just work your ass off and sell a ton of merchandise instead.
Yep. So it's just one of those things where some people are thinking that the reason, normally you'd think if he did that and WWE found out, he'd be punished, which he would have in the past. But because now that there's options, viable options, they're like, oh, fuck, we can't. Vince is probably going like, I can't punish someone.
Yeah,
and Triple H is like,
he's having.
Why would you want to punish him?
Because Vince punishes everyone because he's a bit of a megalomaniac.
Yeah, it just makes no sense. So that could be one of the reasons. And they've also been apparently going around, and the new policy is when you re-sign with WWE. You're signing a 5-year deal.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's also because they got scared of AEW stealing away talent that will be coming up, that would have been coming up in the next, 2 years.
Yep. So, speaking of AEW, we'll just go right in there because we have it, because it is news. 4 people have apparently asked for their release from WWE.
Oh, 4 people. Okay.
Oh, you haven't heard this?
I very
okay. So we'll jump right to the ones you know. It is the Revival. Apparently on Monday, after winning a match against the Lucha House Party, whatever. Yeah.
By the way,
they went to the back.
The entire story between the Revival and the Lucha House Party you're supposed to believe that the revival, the way that it's being told to us, is that the revival is the bad guys. They're supposed to be the heels of this. The problem is, Lucha House Party has been basically cheating and changing the rules to get the win every single time.
Yep.
Which would mean that they're the heels and the revival are the faces in the situation. Once again, somebody doesn't know how to write heroes and villains.
No. But the thing is, apparently after beating them, they went to the back and asked for their release from WWE, still in their ring gear.
Hey, you know what? It says that they're still... Oh, sorry. They're...
Yeah, I caught that finger.
Wrong. No. No, it says that they're being that they are professional. That they were willing, that they showed up to work, they did their job, and they're willing to keep going in their job by showing up in their work clothes to ask to be let go. They're like, hey, look, this isn't working the way that we want it to, and I'd like to go someplace else to try to make it work for us.
So it will be interesting to see how that is. But, of course, the policy now is WWE's granting no one's releases. Wait, because they don't have to.
They're not granting releases?
Yeah, they don't have to.
In that regard,
when you request
everyone should
your release,
just pull a Neville and sit at home. You want your release, then just go home.
So that's a policy that apparently they have. They're not going to be granted it, but we'll see what happens
ridiculous.
There. The other two who asked for the releases was Matt Bennett and Maria Kunez. Apparently have asked their for release. Maria has gone on Twitter denying that she had ever asked for her release. She didn't say anything about Matt asking for his release. She denies that she asked for her release. So he could have been like, he asked for the release for both of them.
It could be. It could be also. I mean,
or she was there with the idea
all that often. So
who knows? No, he moved to 205 Live and then he got used a little bit. And he hasn't been on TV. Really been used over there, from what I understand. Apparently, he wants to go back to Ring of Honor, not AEW.
I mean, Ring of Honor was where he came from, so it maybe he's like, look, I felt better working there.
Yep. So who knows? So those are the four who apparently asked for their release. And I just watched a thing on Wrestle Talk today that says Dolph Ziggler is pretty much done with WWE. He's changed his name from his Twitter to Nick Hannigan or whatever his last name is. He has not been used on TV. Apparently his contract is up on January 31st. Who else's contract is up on the 31st?
I don't.
And he's signed up for another tour of for his comedy. He's going on.
So I follow him on Twitter as well.
It's like,
and I noticed that update, and I was like, "Well, hello, good sir. It seems that you are getting ready for your career beyond the wrestling ring."
So, so that is interesting to see, because we kind of expected that he was probably going to go when his contract went up anyway. But time will tell. It'll be interesting to see if we get news like on the 1st of February that he signed with AEW. Or
that would be awesome.
What? So, definitely interesting. Oh, yeah. Because he's one of the hardest workers and most over people with the crowd, regardless if you put him as a heel or a babyface.
The WWE doesn't know how to sell a workhorse guy.
No. Well, actually, they do. They just have to want to, because They sell Seth Rollins
that's
very
because
well.
Seth Rollins got over with the crowd, and he was part of the Shield.
Yes, because according to Vince, basically, I just put it this way: he got over because Vince put him in position to get over. Where if you get over on your own, you get punished.
That still never makes sense. You should be celebrating everybody that gets over with the crowd,
I know.
even if you can't make them champion.
Yes. So it'll be interesting to see what going forward. AEW is signing. Going on with AEW is signing a wrestler by the name of Jungle Boy, who is the son of Luke Perry, the actor. Yes.
All right. I mean, I'm not saying that, that's a terrible thing, because to me, pro wrestling and acting, the only difference is pro wrestling, you're just doing your own stunts all the time.
So, according to what everyone's saying about Jungle Boy, is that he is very new, green, but has a very good look and interesting character. That he's apparently one of Cody's projects.
All right. Oh, speaking of those AEW guys, guess who showed up at the last event for bar wrestling? That was
AEW.
Cody, Brandy, the Young Bucks, Adam Page, SCU.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Adam Page and Joey Ryan buried the hatchet. They performed a tandem penisplex. Yep.
Oh, interesting.
What else? Oh, Cody
I
did
do
a
know.
dive.
I heard that apparently Cody said
Cody did a suicide dive.
what?
But he changed his up a little bit because he was in a suit. He grabs the rope, the top rope. So he turns a little bit and he's doing that wide, but it's still complete top rope and he comes straight at it.
Apparently he's told the audience they all work for AEW before Brandy went on to fire them all.
That's hilarious. So they're still heels, but gotta love them.
Yeah. But it's definitely interesting. All right, let's jump into our predictions because time crunch, people. Time crunch.
Yes.
So, Adam, I'll let you pick here. Should we go for the inferior show or the superior show that we know is going to be?
We're doing NXT as well. You know what? Let's start off with the good stuff, so the audience only has to listen for so long before the bad stuff comes in. That way they can leave early if they want to.
All right, so Royal Rumble we're starting off with. So we're going to start off with the Royal Rumble.
You funny, Tim. You funny.
All right. Okay, so this is right off of Wikipedia's page in the order that they had it. So, and we still have a week to go for the Royal Rumble, so more matches could be added to the Royal Rumble. Only one I could possibly think of them adding at this point would be the Intercontinental Championship match, if they're going to do one. But only time will tell on that. So if they do that, we just won't have a prediction for it. Or any additional match that's added, like the pre-show.
So we got the NXT card there too?
So NXT Takeover Phoenix.
So you got the NXT card? Because we want to start with the good stuff. Okay.
I got both of them.
All right.
I got both of them. So the NXT Phoenix card. We're going to go in reverse order from bottom to top because that's probably going to be the order they put it in, most likely. So they just announced last night there'll be Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno. An actual official match at TakeOver instead of an impromptu one like we got at Survivor Series. Okay.
Let's see.
Or was that at
You know what? I've got it's Matt Riddle is going over on this.
well, yeah. Um, this is definitely that feud that they're gonna go with. Like it's gonna be. This should be the feud
It
ender.
should be, and yeah, I do feel that
and-
Matt Riddle should come out on top on that part.
Yes. For that, especially after attacking him after losing to him again on NXT TV, and then a low blow after that. Well, then a low blow to Keith Lee to win this past week. Matt Riddle came out to try to get there, but would have gotten there faster if people wouldn't have gotten in his way.
Totally.
And I love that he came out in a suit, but he also had flip flops on.
Okay. A suit.
All right, so the next match on the card is for the NXT North American Championship. Ricochet defending his title against Johnny Gangaro.
Well, crap. Why did they have to make this one hard?
This is a tough one. Oh yeah, I know they made it tough.
First of all, I want Ricochet to retain because it's Ricochet. You know, he right now him having a longer run with the North American title actually feels really good because of, his position not only with the crowd but within the organization right now. The problem is his opponent is Johnny Wrestling.
Yep. Now, here's an interesting fact. Ricochet has broken Adam Cole's record as the longest North American championship.
But I feel that Ricochet should double it at least.
Oh, he should have definitely a lot longer run. But at the same time, it's Johnny Wrestling. And at this point, I was convinced that at this point we'd be having maybe one more match with Johnny Wrestling where we'd then get to start the turnaround of him becoming a babyface again to win the title at WrestleMania. It's a takeover. I'm not so sure because they're dramatically teasing a DIY.
A heel DIY.
Team between... Yeah. And what better way instead of having them have the tag titles but to be individual champions.
And then go after the tag titles.
So... Yeah, so it's like it's gonna be you know what?
Oh my god! You know what that? Hold on.
I'm gonna go with
set up.
I'm going
a DIY versus Undisputed Era feud.
Oh yeah. So I'm going with Johnny Gangaro on this one.
All right. No, yeah, I'm actually gonna go with Ricochet on this one. Now, I mean, if I'm not going to be disappointed if Gargano wins, but I kind of, if they do want to have Gargano go to WrestleMania and get the belt there as a face, he has to lose here.
Yes, that's the question. Like because of how hot, because people when they teased it at the tapings, a lot. The people were hot for it. Like they were like, "Oh,
yeah." A heel DIY though, I kind of feel would be a very hot thing, and having Gargano win here would be able to do that in a beautiful, beautiful way.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how we go for that. Okay, so we have our first one that we disagree on. Okay, our next matchup is for the NXT Tag Team Championship. The Undisputed Era versus the War Raiders.
Even though the size advantage definitely goes to the War Raiders.
Yep.
Undisputed Era has something about them. We outthink our opponents a little bit more than outpunch our opponents.
See, I know where I'm going with this one. I could be wrong in this one, but I personally feel like this is the best way to do this. Because it's a trend that you see often. A new challenger shows up, they have a few feuds, and then they go for a championship. They win the championship. Their first time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Undisputed Era because you can still have the War Raiders take the belts, but take them in April because now you actually build to it. You can have them. You could have the War Raiders win here in a sense, but by disqualification if you really want to. But I would have them lose due to cheating or something like that matter. That will then can build to a rematch later. So I'm going with Undisputed Era.
I kind of feel that if Gargano wins, this would go definitely the Undisputed Era. That in that direction. And I have Gargano losing. So I'm going to say War Raiders on this one then.
Okay.
And this is purely because, you know what? No. Undisputed Era needs to win here. That way the War Raiders can challenge them one more time at WrestleMania or NXT Takeover. And that's where they'll get it.
Since I'm taking lead on this, once you pick, there's no changing it.
Come on.
I'm joking. But I'm like, well, it's locked. There's no changing your mind. You officially say that's your pick. There is nothing done. I'm doing it. All right, so the next matchup, we have the NXT Women's Championship, Shayna Baszler versus the EST of NXT, Bianca Belair. Who is undefeated.
Yeah, but how long has she been undefeated?
Since she debuted. It's been a while.
Okay.
Not as long as like Asuka. Not really as long as Asuka or even close to Asuka, but she's had a good, apparently.
No, Shayna's retaining.
Oh, yeah, I definitely say that myself. Because, as everyone likes to put it, she says she's the undefeated. Yeah, she's overrated.
For me, the way that they can sell the match and the storyline of the match should just basically be, yes, you're undefeated, but you haven't faced me.
Yeah. One of the things that also, because I have a feeling that the title, I think, because originally the plan was for Tegan Nix, who tore her ACL, actually a lot more than that, in the Mae Young Classic this summer. She was originally scheduled to win the tournament and have a big run in NXT. So I had a feeling they were going to save her, Shayna, to drop the belt to her at some point. But now that she's out for a while, I think they may be holding that spot for Dakota Kai.
Probably.
But she just hurt her knee.
Crying out loud, lady.
She just got her knee. So they may but I haven't heard anything how bad it is. So they may be holding off to see how bad her knee is before they decide what to do if they can't go with her. But it's too early for Bianca to win the belt.
Okay.
She's too green.
It's not your time yet, kiddo.
So, and then we have the main event, NXT Championship. Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa versus Aleister Black.
Okay. Gargano's going to retain here. I mean, not Gargano. Ciampa's going to retain.
Yes.
And it's going to be almost as brutal of a match as the Gargano Black match.
See, I don't see Gargano and Ricochet putting on a grueling match. Oh, you mean when
Yeah,
Tommaso
when it was
and
Aleister Black versus
Johnny.
Gargano.
Okay, yeah, that kind of match.
The
Yes,
the
I
thing
agree.
is, though,
It's going to be a
unlike Gargano, Ciampa's going to be able to take it and still give it back.
yes. So this is definitely going to be a great match. Here's an interesting note for this card. I don't know when the last time this happened, but this is the first NXT Takeover we haven't had a Velveteen Dream match on
Wow.
the card in a very long time. I don't know when the last time this happened, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't happened since he debuted.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure he went every NXT he had some kind of match.
That's crazy.
Until now. So that's interesting. Unless they're going to announce one more match next week and have 6, which I don't think they're going to do.
No, because I think
But they do have a potential.
WrestleMania will be 6.
Yeah, well, they've never done 6. They've only done 5 at the most. But they do have a story set up for if they do decide to do a 6th one here. Because they can. It would be Adam Cole going against Velveteen Dream.
That's pretty cool.
So, but who knows for that. But okay, so we actually agree on 2 of them. Nope, 3 of them. So there's only 2 that we disagree on.
All right. I'll be
Here's
two
hoping that
further
you actually may
behind you, as
do
usual.
better than me because you can actually make up those 11.
No, it's going to be 13 by the end of that show. I know it. You know what? It's going to make the prediction right now. It's actually going to be 17. I'm somehow going to get all 5 wrong. And you're going to get all 5 right. I don't know how this is going to happen, but that's what's going to happen.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Before we move to the Royal Rumble, I did forget a key piece of news that we did need to talk about really quickly. They unveiled the Women's Tag Team Championship belts.
Yeah,
on
I
Raw.
totally forgot about mentioning that. And they
Yeah,
look great.
Yeah, they don't look anything like the men's tag belt, which we always told it's supposed to look like.
And they do look a lot
not
more
as-
like the women's belts, the women's championship belts.
They don't look as good as the UK tag belts.
No.
Because those things are amazing. Those are beautiful belts. But it's still a great look. They're great looking belts. They fit perfect. Yep. I wish there was a little bit more detail to them. But at the same time, you know what? It is what it is because it's a new division. You don't know how well this is going to go over.
Right.
We're going with the idea that it's going to be sticking around, but at the same time, so a simplified look for the first time, that's fine. Look at the old women's belt before it became the Divas. That was a very simplistic design.
Yeah.
So, and this one is too, it's more detailed than the original women's championship belt back in the Attitude Era, but it's still, they look great. So, it'll be interesting to see who will walk out of the Elimination Chamber as the
champions?
of the first women tag team champions.
All right.
So,
It's going to be wild.
yes. Okay, so anyway, going on to the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Fuck it. We're just going to start with the Royal Rumbles.
No. Okay.
I don't have the list of people who've been declared yet.
Okay.
Have all declared, but take a guess.
For the men's rumble, it's going to be Roman Reigns returning from from Superman punching leukemia.
On a massive war of boos.
Oh, people are just the moment he would come out, people would just get up and leave, and they're like, nope, nope, no, no.
And little do you know, this is going to open the show.
Yeah.
So, and he's going to be number 30, and everyone's just going to walk away.
Yeah. The rest of the show will have no audience. Well,
It'll be an
except for
empty
one
arena
person.
match. It'll be everything else will be an empty arena match.
Yeah. No.
So-
I kid. So there's a very, very quiet rumor out there that there's a possibility that it'll be Batista.
I'm gonna probably say no, it's not.
Well, there's also the stronger rumor regarding Batista is that he'll make an appearance in the Rumble.
He may make an appearance in the Rumble. Yes, I don't think he's gonna win it because the
No,
last
no.
time they had him come back and win it, it didn't go over well.
I know.
Second
I
of
know.
all, he's starting to film a movie in February.
Right. That's why I think
So
it's more he might make an appearance.
yes,
That and still that is still a very very tiny whisper of a rumor back there.
Yes.
It can be, it's kind of funny.
The, the last I heard, the winner will probably be Seth Rollins.
Yes. That seems about right.
But here's the thing, though, which I'm okay with it because they can still do what I want them to do later in the night. But with Finn Balor going against Lesnar, we'll talk about that when we get to that match because I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about the behind-the-scenes stuff that's going on with that. But I'm okay with the rematch for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania for the two who in the first ever to crown it have a rematch at WrestleMania this time. I'm okay with that. But that was the last rumor I've heard is the only person I can see who's could possibly win it is Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
I don't see any other person really winning it. Unless they actually can get The Rock to come back and they decide to do the Brock versus Rock match. But he doesn't need to win the Royal Rumble to get that Brock match. You can still bring The Rock back. They can still have that match, just not for the Universal Championship. But I'm going with Seth just because I think it's
Yeah, I agree with you. I like Seth winning it here. Finn beating Brock Lesnar between now and WrestleMania.
okay. So you're going with
then
Seth
at
too.
WrestleMania, it can be Brock versus Rock, and we can have Seth versus Finn for the championship.
So you're going with Seth?
Yeah, I'm going with Seth.
Okay.
I like that. That's a really good, and it will allow Seth and Finn to stand the tallest, really truly showing that the company has moved on from the old era
Yeah.
and going, no, these are our younger talent. You know, this is the new generation, and this is what we're going to have as a product now.
Yes. All right. So we'll move on to the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Prediction.
Molly Holly.
Molly Holly? Good pick. That was who I was going to pick, too. Oh, my bad. Mine was Michelle McCool. My bad.
Oh, okay. Romina Reigns.
This is where he's actually going to make his return. Not the men's. He's going to make his appearance in the women's.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
No, but seriously, I'm looking at it, and let's see.
I know my fear.
I got a question.
What's that?
Is there a 5 feet of Fury that's been cleared for the ring yet?
Not that I've heard.
Okay.
She said she's working on she's in the works to get cleared, but she hasn't been cleared yet.
Hold on. Surprise entrance at number 30. And win.
Who's that? Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss.
Well, you're forgetting though. Carmella
What?
is number 30.
Fuck, that's true. And R-Truth is 30.
Yeah, you can always take.
There's a possibility that R-Truth might win the Royal Rumble.
No, it won't, because I doubt R-Truth is going to come out at number 30. I have a feeling they're going to have him get beat up in the back and have that way they can have a surprise entry.
It'd be great. We're watching it. It gets to 29. And we're like, he hasn't been beat up in the back yet. Oh, no.
Oh no,
30. Our truth comes out.
no, I'd see I'd see what you wouldn't see it beforehand. It wouldn't be like early in the night. No, it would be like number 30. His music hits. He doesn't come out. You cut to the back. He's laid out. You don't know who's there, who did it. Then also you come back. They keep fighting. The people in the ring are like, okay, I guess it's only 29. And then you hit someone else's the surprise entrance. Goldberg,
Roman Reigns.
The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, right.
No. I got it.
That will never happen.
I got it.
Okay.
You hear this gasp thing. The man, Becky Lynch.
Oh my God, I actually like that. Becky's in a match on the card, right?
Yeah, she is, but it doesn't mean anything. She can still win the Women's Royal Rumble.
Oh, I was thinking the men's Royal
Well, yeah,
Rumble is a
so
total
am I.
possibility as well.
But no, my fear is what they're going to do is they're going to have Charlotte win the Women's Royal Rumble.
Okay.
And she'll challenge. She's going to say, I want Ronda. And the people are saying, well, no, at the end of the Royal Rumble, no, we're getting Charlotte and Ronda at WrestleMania. People are going to be pissed off. But then they'll add Becky to the match. Not saying that they will add her because they have to appease it. No, it was always going to be a plan, but she'll be added in later on.
I don't want a triple threat
Why?
match
So that's my biggest fear.
at WrestleMania.
That's my biggest fear. And so that's the question with that. So I'm just going to do it because I'm going based on this one because the chances of being right in these is so rare unless you hear a rumor. And the last rumor I heard was Charlotte to win the Royal Rumble. But that was also when Charlotte was the plan to face Rousey at WrestleMania. This was back before Becky broke out, before we even had the thought of Becky and Ronda, like the whole face-busting thing. So that's the last I heard. So I haven't heard even a potential. So you know what? I'm going with Becky Lynch.
Okay, I really like Becky Lynch in that spot. And a breakout. Oh my God, you could close the show with the Women's Rumble. Becky loses against Asuka earlier in the night.
Or better yet, Becky
wins, still goes into the Rumble. And I'm saying late, like post 25. And goes on to win and immediately like grabs the mic after dumping the last person out. Just grabs a mic and immediately is like, Ronda, get out here.
Saying like, I already have this one. Now I want yours.
I want that one as well.
I want yours to prove I'm the dominant champion.
Oh my God, you can have a women's unified championship match.
Well, you don't have to unify them, but you could. I think you should, because what better way to do it if you have one women's champion, one tag team champion.
Well, because there is a rumor that WWE wants to go back to a single brand system,
but
they feel that the two brand, the split that they have for the two brand doesn't work, but the idea of two shows that are different does. Like, Raw will continue to be what Raw is today, but SmackDown will slowly transition into a in-ring focus.
So, but you could do a unified match there. We'll have the women's tag titles, limiting one championship. If you eventually unified the U.S. title and the Intercontinental Championship, that's one less title. You could start bringing the Cruiserweight Championship back to Raw. Yes, I wouldn't do that. You eventually unify the SmackDown tag titles into one brand, less championships. Now, here's what you could eventually do. Eventually, not anytime soon, but eventually you could then add a third women's championship, single championship, so you have multiple titles for the women to go after.
And build up the women's division to be a co-brand division.
Because then you'd have
Well, the men's division, you can have the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship. I mean, honestly, much like having a TV championship and a heavyweight championship, or a heavyweight and a what's another heavyweight and a world championship. If you have two of those with your company, you're like, oh, they're kind of the equal.
See, the thing is,
belt.
though, they can go back to they had for the longest time they had 2 championships that existed outside when the brand clearly the last time they had the brand extension that clearly ended. Because before they unified them, and they originally weren't planning on unifying them. They originally were just going to have them both be up for grabs, and you can have a winner be a double champion. But then they just decided to keep them together. Because I think at that time they hadn't officially decided the brand was going to be split was going to be over. But at the same time, we all knew it was. It was very clear it was over. So, but yeah, so that'll be an interesting thing to do because if you did eventually unify those into one championship, it's one less championship, which means less championships, allowing for when you added a second women's championship in a second title, singles title.
Yes.
It wouldn't be too many championships. Well, you don't have to unify them right away. You could unify them right before you're going to add in that second women's single title. But who knows? We're fantasy booking and we haven't. So who's your pick for the Royal Rumble?
I know. I'm actually going to go with Becky Lynch on that one.
As much as I would like to see, I mean, I don't really want to see a champion versus champion out there. But here's the thing, though. If we had a champion versus champion, that would allow for one more women's match to be on the card that's not for a championship.
Right.
But they'll have the women's tag. We'll have the women's tag team champions. So, who knows?
That's kind of what it opens up.
We'll figure it. They'll figure it out. So okay, so we're gonna now go down right into it. The Universal Championship: Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor. Here, now interesting note: this was supposed to be Strowman, but apparently Vince never intended for Strowman to wrestle this match against Brock. They pulled an Evolution bait and switch here, like when they had announced Trish Stratus versus Alexa Bliss, but they turned it into a tag. It was always supposed to be a tag match, but they advertised it as 2 separate matches. It's apparently what I've been hearing is that's what they did here. It was supposed to be they were never going to have Strowman there because they didn't want to beat him again because they were not going to put the belt on him. So this was kind of the build for ticket sales, more specifically. Now, the reason apparently Balor is getting the rub here is because Brock wants to work with Balor.
I heard that, and the moment that I heard that, I stopped and I went,
yeah.
Actually, I believe that. It's one of the first times that I stopped and I was just like, no, that's just looking at the headline that Brock Lesnar wants the match with Finn. I was like, oh.
Interesting note.
This is going to be good.
Interesting
this is
note.
going to be...
Brock won this match last year, too. But Vince didn't feel Balor was over enough. I have a feeling Vince still doesn't think Balor's over enough, but because what they've been doing isn't working, so we have to push people who the fans like, and Balor is one of the people the fans like. Triple H is like, Vince, I told you. And apparently the reaction he got when he won,
he's over,
was huge.
Yeah.
And then Cena raised his hand, endorsing him. So that's the. So yeah. So
this
here's
is
the thing.
Be huge.
As much as I would love to see, I'll be honest, I would love to see Brock Lesnar defend the Universal Championship against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. That workhorse being here, defending the Intercontinental Championship night after night after night, and Brock didn't. Great storyline. But we have a chance to get that belt off of Brock and be on TV every week, which was what Roman was supposed to do, again, and on someone who never lost his championship, and more importantly, we'll finally have a two-time champion.
Yeah. Plus, I think the build-up of the original first match, it's the two competitors who got in the ring to get that whoever won got the Universal title the first time. That you can sell to build up WrestleMania. It also shows that you're going to move in a direction where you are listening to the fans. So I think that this is the moment. If this goes correctly, this show can be the moment where the WWE shows that they are true to their word, that we are in a new era, and they are listening to us.
Do I think they're going to put the belt on Finn? No, I don't. Hopefully they will, but only time will tell if they're actually going to do that.
Oh, I'm saying Royal Rumble.
So that's your prediction?
Finn is walking out the champion.
Okay.
Yes. Dead straight. That this is where it's happening.
Yeah, they redesigned
is that
the
new
belts.
UFC belt?
Because apparently in the UFC, sorry people for the sidetrack, but I wanted to tell this because I forgot. Every time you get you defend your belt, you get a new belt. That was it. This is replacing that.
Oh, cool.
They're gonna keep track of defenses on the belt because there's 8 diamond jewels on the left side. They turn them red for every defense. And if you go beyond 8, you'll go on the other side. It's also more customized. That one of the side plates is where it'll say your name, your home country, and the date you won the title on it. And the other plate will have a more customized plate. So it's really kind of very customizable. And then you get one belt.
Nice.
And no matter how many times you defend it, you only get one belt. But if you win a second weight class, you'll get 2 for that weight class. Yeah, I've been feeling like they needed a new update the UFC belts for a while now. It's pretty good when you actually look at it as a whole. That center plate can be a little when you see it as a whole and what they're doing with it, very unique, very modern day, like what you can do with championships. Sorry, people, for the push off, but go check out the UFC Legacy Championship belt. It's a really cool design. I like it. All right, so you're going with. Did you just freeze? Not again. All right, I'm recording again. Right. All right, so we'll pick up where we left off with Brock Lesnar versus Finn. You have said you are going with Finn Balor on this.
Well, yes. Just so everyone knows, my roommates accidentally flipped a circuit breaker and killed the power to the office for a second. So that's what just happened. If anyone's wondering why the recording just got a little weird, don't worry about it. We're working through this.
Yes. Okay, so you're going with Finn Balor. I, unfortunately, am going to have to go with Brock Lesnar. I cannot stress this enough, but I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm saying it's going to be Finn. This is his moment to recapture the Universal title.
Because as much as, like I said, I would love to see Seth and Brock for the Universal Championship, but you have a stronger match with Finn versus Seth, a rematch for the Universal Championship.
Right.
Hands down. All right, so our next matchup on this, which will probably end up being on the pre-show most likely, but the Cruiserweight Championship. Buddy Murphy will be defending against Akira Tozawa, Hideo Itami, and Kalisto in a fatal 4-way.
Yeah, that sounds like a pre-show match. Ooh, that's a tough one.
You have a 1 in 4 chance.
Yeah, I know. You know what? I'm going wild card on this one.
Okay.
Kalisto.
Oh, God.
I told you, wild card.
The soul sucker?
He's not Sin Cara.
No, that's what you called Kalisto back a few years ago.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Nope, none at all.
My gut tells me to go with Buddy Murphy, but screw it. I'm going with Hideo Itami.
Okay. I know I'm getting that one wrong. I just don't care.
I was like, Kalisto wins.
I know.
All right, the
that'll be
next
great.
match on the card is the WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan defending against AJ Styles.
All right. Daniel Bryan is retaining.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I don't know where we're going from there
Neither do I.
because I don't feel that AJ should be part of the build-up to WrestleMania.
No, not for the WWE Championship. I have a feeling if he re-signs with WWE, it's time to move him to Raw.
Yes.
Unless you move enough people like a Seth Rollins or, you'd have to move like Seth Rollins over. You'd have to move,
Samoa Joe.
he's already over on SmackDown.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I would really move. You could move
Finn.
Finn Balor over.
Gallows
It's
and
time
Anderson.
to move him to AJ from SmackDown to Raw.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so Daniel Bryan is going to be retaining there. Okay, it's now time for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Asuka defending her newly won championship against former champion, the man Becky Lynch.
Becky's
I think
walking
I can
out of
just
this the
put-
champion.
I think we can put this down as Becky.
Yeah. Yeah. Becky's walking out of this as the champion.
And walking out
it's-
as the Royal Rumble champion.
See, I want both of those.
I know, so do I.
But the reason I'm saying Becky is for me, I want her to be champion to go into WrestleMania.
Well, I don't really care if she's champion going into WrestleMania or not, honestly, because I have if I had to put my money on pick between the Royal Rumble or winning against Asuka, it's going to be winning the Royal Rumble, because it's one of those things where, yes, you could say put someone else who's going to go for a different championship at the Royal Rumble. I mean, do it that way. Whoever's going to be challenging for the SmackDown, and then have Becky win at elimination or Fastlane to be crowned the new number one contender for the Raw
Right.
SmackDown Women's Championship. But having it, winning the women's, because the Women's Royal Rumble is still new. And they blotched it by making it not mean much when you had your inaugural winner not win at WrestleMania last year.
Yes.
So the best way to do that is to have your strongest opponent, Becky right now, walk out champion, winning it, and then walk in and win the championship at WrestleMania.
Right.
That would be the better thing to do. So I'm putting her down there as well. So we agree.
Okay.
I think I can fill in the next one for you.
Oh, what's the next
Raw
one?
Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey defending against Sasha Banks. Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, Ronda's gonna continue having that championship around her belt.
Though I think this is going to be a really good match up for Ronda. And Sasha
Oh,
will
yeah.
actually give her a good run.
I
there.
really think that this is going to be a moment where we see Ronda shine even more,
Yeah.
because they really haven't hampered her as a champion or as a performer at all.
No. But it's time. She's been around long enough where her first match ever was against Stephanie McMahon and Triple H.
Yeah, and she
So-
showed that she was able
She
to
shined.
go in the ring.
But her opponent, who was really Stephanie, not Triple H.
Right.
So not much of a challenge, really.
No.
Her next opponent was for the Raw Women's Championship against Nia Jax. Not a challenge. We even see that if it wasn't for Alexa Bliss causing a disqualification, cashing in, one made a difference. Ronda's next challenger, Alexa Bliss, not much of a challenge.
Nope.
Then we have, I can't remember who she defended. Oh, she defended against. I think she defended against Alexa again. I don't remember. And then Nikki Bella, not challenges. We finally get her first challenge in Charlotte at Survivor Series, not for the title, but there. So it's time that she now has to test her cut her teeth against the actual stars of the women's division to prove she can go. So Sasha
is the first one to actually get the bigger match out of her.
Yes.
But Ronda's going to go over on Sasha, and this is going to be kind of Ronda's proving ground.
Yes.
Or the next level of it, if you will.
Yes. Okay, so the next matchup we have is for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Bar defending against The Miz and Shane McMahon.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's The Miz and the greatest wrestler in the world, Captain McSweatypants.
Not the greatest. Not the greatest wrestler in the world. He's just the best in the world. Shane McMahon.
You know, but everyone knows he's the greatest wrestler of all time as well. He's the best there is, was, and ever will be.
No, that's Bret Hart.
No, that's the next title Shane's getting. He's going to be the best in the world, the best there was, the best there is, and the best there will be.
And then he'll get the most electrifying man in sports entertainment to The Rock coming out and like, nope.
2 years after he dies, though, then they're going to bring him back out as the dead man.
Okay, so who's going to win this matchup?
I want the Bar to win.
Yeah, so do I.
But you know it's totally a McMahon move to have them win here. To have McMahon and Miz win.
Well, the fact that the planned heel turn for Shane McMahon has been scrapped, apparently. If they decide to go back with it, this is the perfect time to start that storyline of him turning heel.
Yep.
To lead to a match there. You know what? Screw it. I'm going with the Bar.
Okay. I am going to go
Miz and McMahon.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go wild card on this, Miz and McMahon, because it really does feel like it'll be the perfect way to make Shane more of a heel with going soft heel on him.
I got none of that last part because apparently I hit Siri and she's decided to talk.
Oh,
cut
awesome.
your audio.
Your audio is going to be tonight's audio is going to be great. Thank you.
I know. Okay, so you're going with Miz and Shane.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the final match that we know of at this time, a week before the actual pay-per-view, is the United States Championship. Rusev defending against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Ooh. Like, I want Rusev to win and retain. I also want Nakamura to win. And
I'm just happy that Nakamura has a match at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I know. But I want both of these men because I can see a very, very good match between them.
If they actually get time.
I want to see them get the time, and I want them to get told that they can go hard style.
Yeah.
Because you can see both men can do it.
Oh, yeah. I have to go with Rusev on this one. I don't think they're going to take the belt off him.
I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Okay, so they're locked. So if there's any other match added, we will not be having a prediction for that. So
no, we won't.
But we have double cards. We have the NXT Takeover to kind of offset that a little bit.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let me just count this up really quickly. There are 1, 2. Wow.
There are. Yes.
My bad. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a total of 4 matches that we disagree on over both cards because we actually disagree on one card on NXT Takeover.
Huh. Okay.
Because you originally were going to go with War Raiders, but you changed it to Undisputed Era.
Yes, I did.
That would have been 2. So there's only 4. You can only literally make up 4 wins here.
Well, then I'm now going to be 15 points behind you. Because this is how it works out for me.
Well,
And then at WrestleMania, I'm going to predict everything the complete opposite you do. And therefore, I will either make up the points suddenly or I won't make up any points.
I purposely picked Brock Lesnar for this reason. I mean, honestly, I do think that they're going to go with Brock on this, but at the same time, I'm hoping that they'll realize that the reaction that people got from there, Vince is going to be like, people are going to come to Vince like, you have to put it on Finn. I know you wanted to go with Seth up there. We can still go with Seth, but this will be a better one because we can then, if we keep Brock around after he goes back and fights, if he comes back for another match, you could set that up for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
If you put the belt on Seth, you could say, oh, I'm the Universal Champion now because I'm here defending it. You don't deserve a rematch. You don't deserve this because you were never here, blah, 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 blah. So,
yeah.
For that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard our predictions. Let us know down in the comments section to know if you agree with us. Do you like the idea that Becky Lynch not only winning back the SmackDown Women's Championship, but also walking out and winning the Royal Rumble and having a champion versus championship match? Or do you think Asuka should retain and Becky Lynch should just win the Royal Rumble?
No, both. I want to see her do both.
So do I, but at the same time, and let us know which one you prefer, because we told you what ours was. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to a not that long of a podcast and a really weird one this week. So let us
abound. So
you made it to the end. Just give us a thumbs up. You clearly liked what we're talking about, and maybe if we get enough thumbs up, we'll make sure these things are weird every week.
No, I don't want those problems.
I didn't say a problem. I just said weird.
Oh, okay.
But while on your way down, after giving the thumbs up to make a comment, make sure you subscribe.
Ding.
Ring the bell.
Ding, ding.
And join the fun.
Woo!
You should just have like a little confetti pop up.
Yeah.
No. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, there will be no Wrestle as the Buck returns next week because I have a movie to film, and
yes,
that's why we did this now. So, which gives me a break from looking at Adam's ugly face.
Oh.